Can science and spirituality coexist? Let's talk about it. Welcome to my channel, Sexy Fit Love with JFO. Sexy is your vision, fit is your habits, and love is your commitment. And that is what creates your reality. Here on this channel, we do conscious creation, taught by Neville Goddard, the law of Ascension, but I also love to bring in so many different other spiritual paradigms so we can really all align it together as one. Make sure to subscribe so we can be friends. And I want more engagement, so please put some comments in the comment area, questions you have, things that you thought about during the video, maybe breakthroughs. I would love to hear from you. Okay, today we're going to talk about if spirituality and science can coexist together. And we're going to talk about it from a Neville perspective and an aha moment I had in my year of applying Neville's work. It took me about a year to read his full collection, and the whole entire year I was doing every technique I could think of. I was doing everything you can think of to manifest my dreams, and I had some incredible results, and I also had a lot of blocks, and I questioned, what's real? Is this imagination thing real? Or is the physical world real? Or is it both real? Or is nothing real, right? Like I just started to really start to question everything. Here is what I figured out, which is so cool. You create your reality. The matter outside of you shifts based on your thoughts, emotions, focus, belief, assumptions, feelings, all of it. That internal landscape is what's creating the outward world, okay? But there's something we have to add. If you are not conscious of what you are doing, of the creation game, and you're just kind of you're caught in this simulation, if you will, right? A lot of people like to call it a simulation, this whole earth experiment, this fleshly experience, right? So what happens is if you forget that you are this higher consciousness, if you forget that you are God, if you forget that the kingdom of heaven is within you and that your consciousness is God, if you forget that and you're not consciously creating, you're in the character mode, playing out the character in your scene, in your movie, and you're getting very caught up in the 3D, which is normal, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. Something wrong with playing the part of the human, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But when you do that, you default to the science. But first, I want to define science and the word physics. Okay, so science is a system of gaining knowledge about the natural world by making observations, conducting experiments, and analyzing evidence to understand how things work and why they happen the way they do. Physics, the definition of physics, is the branch of science concerned with the nature and properties of matter and energy. So when people like to tell you that the 3D doesn't exist and it's not real and nothing's real and only your 4D is real and your imagination is the only thing that's real, I think the better way to think of it is the physical world is beautiful. It's a miracle. It's a miraculous earth experiment. And there are these incredible sciences that you can study and you can understand biology and all the different, things about how math works and how science works and how the planets work. I mean, really, when you think about it, it's so fascinating when you think about the physical world and matter, and there's a structure to it, right? So it's not that the physical world isn't real, right? And it's not that sometimes we have to play by the physical world rules, so to speak, but what we're trying to show you with when it comes to conscious creation and the law of Ascension and just playing around with consciousness, with spiritual matter, basically quantum physics, right? Quantum physics. When we're doing that, what you need to see is that the power of your internal landscape is at a higher level than the fleshly science, right? Both are science, but this is a higher science, right? This is consciousness. It's beyond time and space. It's beyond the earth, right? But if you kind of fall back into the amnesia of playing this character and being this human, right? And you forget that you're a higher consciousness, you are going to default to the fleshly science. Does this make sense? That's why it's so confusing when scientists and faith-based people fight each other, right? It's like the scientists are like, nothing's real, like when you die, like, because I'm measuring everything based on this fleshly measurement because I don't know that I'm more than just this fleshly thing, right? It's a forgetting, an amnesia of the spiritual plane, right? But then the faith-based people, whether that's, religious or non-religious, the faith-based people are fighting the scientists, and they're like, there's more to this than, beyond, but maybe they're not recognizing that what's more to this beyond the physical, that spiritual plane, is actually within you. You are the consciousness. You are God. You are creating it. It's crazy. So the answer to this question, can science and spirituality coexist, from a Neville Goddard perspective, is not only can they coexist, they must coexist, because this process is so simple. You create your world, right? Your thoughts create your world. It's so simple. You just be conscious of what you're thinking, what you're putting your awareness on, right? What you're conscious of being. Like, that's all you're doing. But the reason why it's so hard is because you are doing both at the same time. You are being the fleshly human in the earth experiment, and you're trying to be the consciousness that plays God, in a beautiful way, that knows with certainty that you are creating your reality and that you can basically manifest whatever you want, right? So it's like both, you're surfing both, and that's why it becomes such a hard experience, and that's where the suffering is. So just remember, we default to the science. We default to the facts, if you will. We default to the measurement of this world of Caesar. But miracles trump the science. The miracle plane trumps the science. You are a miracle worker. By being a conscious creator, you are a miracle worker. Every single moment of every single day, you have the choice to believe that you can create the miracle, right? Whether you believe that God's doing it, big G God, and that's not you, or you're like, I'm God, I'm the operant power, and I'm going to create this miracle. I'm going to create this quantum jump, if you will, this out of time and space creation, right? Because even though we're in the science, the earth experiment of science, we are beyond that. We are beyond that. So that is how you surf it. It's just a constant reminder that you have a little bit of amnesia and you forgot who you really are. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to work with you in some form or fashion. If you need a coach, a mindset, conscious creation, law of assumption coach, I like to call myself a destiny coach because I customize everything to your divine personality. I want to work with you. So all I want you to do is I just want you to email me. I'm going to put the email below. It's justjfo@gmail. Email me, because right now I'm at the beginning of this channel and I have a lot of beta offers and I want to serve. So if you need coaching, if you need support, please email me. We're going to customize something for you based on your budget, based on what you need support with. But if you want to just join me in my conscious creation group with my mini course, it's called the Mindset Fix. It's the 21-day conscious creation course you're going to get for only $11. And you're going to be able to potentially add other mini courses into the cart if you want to customize it for your personality. And you're going to get the Mastermind with me, which is basically free. You get to do conscious creation with me in a group. I'm trying to build that community, so I'm so excited for you to join me. So find the links below, and I'll talk to you in my next video.